Will you vote to keep a half-cent sales tax for recreation? One financial institution is banking on art to bring in the customers, and we take to the streets to find out what Durango residents plan for St. Patrick's Day. I'm Ashley Dixon, and you're watching Inside Durango News.
You're watching Inside Durango News, your source for information about Southwest Colorado. Brought to you by Oxford Asset Management, inspiring confidence, growing dreams. Oxford Asset Management.
Ignacio High School students had to go back to elementary school this winter, literally. High school students are attending classes in the old elementary school at the corner of Goddard and Colorado Highway 151 this winter, while their old high school gets a makeover. 90% of the high school will be demolished and rebuilt as part of a $50 million construction program that voters approved in 2011. The measure allows the district to build state-of-the-art schools to replace aging buildings that hadn't been updated in 30 years. A new middle school opened in fall 2012. A new elementary school opened last month. Both are located on a bluff southwest of downtown Ignacio. The new high school will open in 2015. Ignacio Superintendent Rocco Fuchetta said the school reflects what the community wants for its children and are designed to improve student performance. Ignacio has been one of La Plata County's poorest performing school districts and has been on a Colorado Department of Education improvement plan for several years. But Fuchetta is confident that that will change with the new schools and new curriculum that teachers developed to drive school design. With new construction, for example, the district reconfigured its grade levels from 3 to 2 schools. The elementary school serves students in kindergarten to 5th grade, and the middle school houses students in 6th, 7th, and 8th grades. The middle school is designed with plenty of open space where students can work on individual projects outside the classroom. Teachers are no longer isolated in their own rooms. Instead, they share office space with other teachers so they can work together more efficiently to address student learning. In the elementary school, kindergarten rooms have 2 entrances, one for adults and a 4-foot door for little people, so they're not so intimidated about going to class. The district also incorporated geothermal and solar energies in the elementary school heating and cooling systems. Students will be able to track energy usage through easily accessible monitors that are part of the school's design. Fuchetta said that students in the new school are just beaming with delight, and their happiness was made possible by just one vote. The bond referendum passed 524 to 523, proving, once again, that every vote counts. One financial institution is banking on art to bring in the customers. The Pine River Valley Bank in Durango established the Community Artist Program in 2013 to showcase local talent. Each month, a different artist exhibits work in the bank lobby, and the bank hosts an artist reception on the first Thursday of the month, the same day that the downtown art galleries host their first Thursday art walk. Pine River Valley Bank's Leslie McGowan says that the art program offers customers who otherwise wouldn't go into an art gallery a comfortable venue to enjoy the new artwork.
We're in the midst of kind of remodeling last year and looking at what options we had for artwork, and it was an option that the bank readily agreed to, that we have a different artist come in every month. It's really great to have a different show that comes through the bank. It really keeps things, energy moving in our bank. And I work with a lot of artists. I've worked with artists for years, and I just saw a need to have a space that allowed for this type of artistic movement and just that energy, that seeing something different in Durango.
The bank celebrated the first anniversary of its new community art program with a display of paintings by artist Pat Smiley called Wanderings. The exhibit features landscapes she sees on her hikes in the southwest Colorado region. Smiley studied at the Art Institute of Chicago and began her career as a scientific illustrator at the Field Museum of Natural History. She worked in advertising and later produced the Pat Smiley collection of high-end accessories for the fashion industry. She began painting seriously after moving to Durango in 1992 and studied with Lorraine Tremholm. You can see Smiley's work during the banking hours Monday through Friday. Turnout was relatively low for the La Plata County Republicans and Democratic Party caucuses on March 5th at 32 precincts around the county. The most important business precincts voted on resolutions that will be submitted for approval at the party county's assemblies. Locals also turned out to show support for those running for seats as county treasurer, sheriff, assessor, surveyor, and clerk and recorder in the general election on November 4th. Democratic Party Chair Denise Boheimer said that the caucus turnout was relatively low on the Democratic side, which she somewhat expected, given that the Democrats don't have many contested primary races this year. Local Democratic candidates include Allison Morrissey for county treasurer and Sean Smith for sheriff. Incumbent Craig Larson is seeking his 8th term as county assessor, and incumbent Larry Connolly will seek re-election as county surveyor, an office he's held for over 14 years. Michael McLaughlin will also be seeking re-election to the State House of Representatives. In an interview with Inside Durango News, Boheimer said precincts forwarded a host of resolutions, including those related to marriage equality, gun control, and assault weapons ban, and an increase to the minimum wage. Hot-button issues also included a proposed ban on natural gas fracking in La Plata County and repealing Citizens United. Citizens United was a Supreme Court ruling in 2010 that allowed corporations and labor unions to spend unlimited amounts on ads and other political tools to convince people to vote for or against a specific candidate. While she admitted the Democratic turnout was low, Boheimer said that the point of the caucus was to get people thinking about how they can begin to mobilize people to make calls, knock on doors, and encourage folks to make it out to the polls in November. On the Republican side, Inside Durango News spoke to La Plata County Republican Party Treasurer Susan Terrell Flint, who is co-chair of Precinct 26 in Bayfield. According to Terrell Flint, the turnout for last week's caucus was better than expected, at least in the Bayfield precinct. In addition to Republican Party members, 14 students from the Bayfield Advanced Placement Government class attended their precinct caucuses to learn the ins and outs of local politics. Current Republican officials seeking re-election include Tiffany Lee Parker for County Clerk and Recorder, Jan Smith for County Coroner, and current County Commissioner Bobby Lieb, who is running for County Treasurer. 2 incumbents are also seeking re-election as the Republicans, with Duke Sherrard running for sheriff and Ed Murray running for another term as treasurer. At the time of this broadcast, Inside Durango News was unable to get a response from the Republican Party regarding resolutions set forth at other county precincts. A half-cent sales and use tax to help fund recreation projects in Durango is on its way to the Town Council for reauthorization. If voters approve the tax, they will be paying it for another 20 years. Voters originally passed the half-cent sales tax in 1999 to build and operate the Community Recreation Center and to continue development of the Animas River Trail. The tax is set to expire in 2019, and the proposal headed to Town Council will seek voter approval in April 2015 to reauthorize the tax through 2039. It's estimated that revenue generated by the half-cent sales and use tax could exceed $125 million over the next 20 years, and the city already knows how it will use the funds. The Parks and Recreation Advisory Board submitted a comprehensive report on the tax reauthorization during a recent City Council study session. It identified which projects would be addressed and how much each project would cost. The continued tax revenues will be used to implement the Parks, Open Space, Trails, and Recreation Master Plan that the Council adopted in 2010. The Master Plan provides a 10-year roadmap to promote and establish Durango as a leading community with a focus on health, wellness, vitality, safe access to amenities, and an exceptional quality lifestyle. Along with the Recreation Center and the Animas River Trail, the master plan also includes development and maintenance of new and existing parks, acquisition and stewardship of open space, and implementation of the Durango Animas River Corridor Management Plan. Adopted in February 2013, the Durango Animas River Corridor Management Plan identifies additional river access points, recreational amenities, water quality, law enforcement regulations, and community education. It's estimated the project will cost upwards of $4.3 million. But implementing the management plan is just one piece of the puzzle when you take a look at all of the key projects the city is looking to tackle in the next 20 or so years. The list of capital projects was updated in October 2013, and estimated improvements could total $219 million. Should the tax be reauthorized, the city will continue its work on the Animas River Trail, building out new sections and rebuilding existing ones, which is expected to cost $16 million alone. Neighborhood park improvements, including upgrades to playgrounds and restrooms, could total up to $13 million. Recreation facility improvements would include a new ski lift at Chapman Hill with expanded snowmaking, lighting, and parking. Combine that with tennis courts and a new softball complex at Fort Lewis College, and recreation facility improvements total over $3.6 million. Development of Lake Nighthorse would be another key project that should the half-cent tax get reauthorized. The development would include entrance station, parking, swimming beach, and picnic areas, 3 separate campgrounds, boat slips, and trails. Projected costs for that development would exceed $5.6 million. Those are just a few highlighted projects the city is eyeing, with future key improvement projects totaling more than $156 million. The Parks and Recreation Advisory Board is currently seeking the Town Council's input on how to initiate the public outreach process in the next several months to get the tax reauthorization on the ballot for the April 2015 elections. Whether it's a commute to work, school, or merely to a bite to eat at your favorite restaurant, the vehicles we use cough out tons of pollution every day. To combat the pollution and the consumption of carbon fuels, the City of Durango's multimodal department has introduced the Way to Go Club, a reward-based alternative transportation program that encourages commuters to use environmentally friendly transport. Participants sign up for the Way to Go program online and record the number of miles they commute using alternative transportation. They can walk, ride a bike, or take public transport. Each mile earns points, and the Way to Go Club uses the points to claim prizes through the Way to Go store. Prizes range from water bottles, cycling attire, and even novelty bicycle horns. In addition, each member is entered into a monthly raffle. The more alternative miles a member amasses, the better the chances at winning. The program also includes rewards for milestones. Annual and lifetime milestones range from 2,000 points up to 40,000 points, with prizes of Osprey backpacks for the top green ambassadors. Since the first of the year, the 148 residents who have signed on to the Way to Go Club have reduced carbon dioxide emissions by more than 10,000 tons. Cycling and carpools are the biggest savers so far, with close to 8,000 tons of CO2 kept out of the atmosphere. Nearly 1,200 tons of greenhouse gases have been saved by walking or running, and 800 tons of carbon emissions have been saved by a combination of the trolley, a compressed work week, and telecommuting. Multimodal Administrator Amber Blake and her team held the Winter Bike to Work Day on February 28th, and the event saw a 25% increase over last year's turnout. The morning began at Durango Coffee Company, where 120 residents were greeted with coffee, Cliff Bars, and a free micro tune-up for their two-wheeled transports. The Way to Go Club benefits the economy as well, says Blake. As more people leave their cars at home and walk downtown on their way to work, they're more likely to see what downtown stores have to offer. Participation in the Way to Go Club is free, and new members receive an introductory gift. To begin your green journey, sign on to the Way to Go Club at durangogov.org. Up next, what Durango residents plan for St. Patrick's Day and a visit with the president of the Bluegrass Meltdown.
Meet Blanco. She is 9 years old and partially deaf. She is a loving, low-energy cat. BC is 6 years old and has been with Blanco most of her life. Blanco can be adopted for $10, BC for $49. Adopt them both together for $20. Quill is 8 months old. Spayed female and her adoption fee is $49. Jean is 3 years old. Spayed female and her adoption fee is $49. Gizmo is 8 years old. Spayed female and her adoption fee is $10. Adopt these animals and more at the La Plata County Humane Society.
Welcome back to Inside Durango News. I'm Ashley Dixon. Oh, it's good to be Irish, especially on St. Patrick's Day. We join our own Irishman, Shawn Fergusson, as he hits the streets of Durango to find what's up with St. Paddy's Day. Then stay tuned to find out what's in store for this year's Bluegrass Meltdown.
Hey Durango, this is Shawn Fergusson, and this week on IDTV's Spill It, we're going to find out what people are saying about St. Paddy's Day, as it's this coming Monday. Do you know who St. Patrick is? To tell you the truth, I don't think I do.
He rid the snakes from Ireland, and then they rejoiced and celebrated because they didn't have any snakes anymore.
Aren't any snakes in Ireland?
I mean, I'm sure there are still, but maybe he just rid the quantity? I'm not sure.
He chased the snakes out of Ireland.
A famous snake charmer who got sainthood.
I think he converted a lot of Irish from Druidism to Catholicism.
That's correct.
Wasn't he a prisoner in Ireland for a while? He got sent back to England and he came back to Ireland to preach to the Irish people, save their souls.
That's
something
about
like
the
that.
gist of it. Yeah.
Got it. Okay.
That's about the gist of it.
Thanks.
Good job.
Thanks. I'm glad I'm with her.
Right?
You know, the patron saint of, didn't he, something about snakes and pagans? He ran the snakes out of Ireland, I don't.
Apparently he was a very famous snake charmer.
Oh, okay, nice, sounds good, yeah.
Now, do you know who St. Patrick was? No. Do you know who St. Patrick was?
I don't think we
It was
do.
her cousin. I think it was her cousin from Ireland, where she's not from.
Snake charmer.
Snake charmer.
Okay.
Do you know who St. Patrick was?
Ooh, now I want to renege on my willingness to be on public television.
Do you like the color green?
Depends on what shade it is.
Do you like the green I'm wearing right now?
Yes.
That was creepy.
Happy St. Patrick's Day, Durango.
Kiss me, I'm Irish.
Sure. Oh. Are you?
I am.
Awesome.
I'm not,
You're
no.
not?
I wish. Really?
Do you celebrate St. Patrick's Day?
I do not. I do most of my drinking on Cinco de Mayo, so I skip St. Patty's Day.
How are you going to celebrate?
Shot of Jameson and a Guinness, a little corned beef and cabbage. Maybe go to Mass in the morning.
I'll follow an Irish person around and just see how that goes for a while.
Drink beer and eat Irish stew.
Are you Irish?
Today she is.
I'm not Irish.
Yes,
but I
she
like
is.
to celebrate
We're
St. Patrick's Day.
Happy St. Patty's Day, Durango.
Happy St. Patrick's Day, Durango, Colorado.
Happy St. Patrick's Day, Durango.
Happy St. Patrick's Day, Durango from Michigan.
Happy St. Patrick's Day.
Happy St. Patrick's Day, Durango.
Happy St. Patty's Day, everybody.
Happy St. Patty's Day.
Happy St. Patty's Day, Durango.
Well, there you have it, Durango. We found out that St. Patrick was a man of faith and a snake charmer. For Inside Durango Television, this is Spill It. I'm Shawn Fergusson. Back to you.
St. Patrick's Day is Monday, March 17th. Today in our studio we have Steve Williams, president of the Bluegrass Meltdown Board of Directors. The Meltdown is celebrating its 20th anniversary this year on April 11th, 12th, and 13th. Thanks so much for joining us, Steve.
All right, the pleasure is entirely mine.
Thank you. So the 20th annual, I think that is definitely worth noting because this has been a mainstay in Durango for quite some time.
For quite some time. It's something we started in the beginning to help the businesses on the shoulder season. To bring in crowds from out of town and help support the businesses, and also to create a buzz about bluegrass.
Nice. And I know that there are lots of bluegrass fans in this town.
Yes.
And we've got actually the poster right here, the 20th annual. And I gotta say, we got a lot of performers this year.
We have a lot of performers, and this is hot off the presses.
Oh, very nice.
I just picked it up. Besides our 3 or 4 national bands, we have about 9 regional bands. And we also have 16 local bands.
16 local
16
bands?
local bands, and the local bands are not paid. They do it for free, for fun, just to be able to play.
Most musicians would probably, nod their head and say, yeah, that sounds about right.
The regional bands we do pay, and then the national bands, of course, cost us a tidy sum, but we're just really excited about that.
Very nice. So tell me a little bit about the turnout, because I know that you guys obviously get lots of bluegrass fans from all around the Four Corners, but we also spoke a little bit about how the community comes together for this event.
We get probably 12 to 1,300 people that come from as far away as Denver, Albuquerque, Moab, Farmington, things like that. We really like the exposure to not just bluegrass music, but to live music.
Yes.
And I need to mention that we have a special thing we've been doing called Bluegrass in the Schools, where we introduce bluegrass or live music to school-age children, elementary, Head Start, junior high, and we have a coordinator, Sally Swizzler, that last year we brought bluegrass to the schools in 20 schools, area schools, and this year I think it's approaching that same number. But it's a huge endeavor, and it's really exciting to get the kids interested in live acoustic music, and the bluegrass is the best part of it.
Exactly. So talking about where are some of these concerts going to be held? I know you have a couple of main venues, but it's really spread out all over town.
Right, it's spread out. Our main venue is, of course, the Henry Strader Theater at the Strader Hotel. We have the Durango Arts Center as another main stage. Another was the Wild Horse Saloon, as well as the old Abbey Theater, which is the ACT Theater. We have them for a venue on Sunday. The Elks Lodge, we have a couple of events in the basement of the Elks on Saturday. It's a very popular old-time barn dance that is, we welcome kids with their parents and families and people dance and take their shoes off, and it's really fun. As well as people jamming in restaurants, on the street, on the corners, in the Strader lobby till wee hours.
Yeah.
So
it's very cool, and I think this is something that you see definitely take over town. I mean, just talking about all the different performances and getting out into the school, this is more than a music festival. It seems like something that really brings Durango alive.
We hope so. We really try to, and we try to bring everybody out of the woodwork to enjoy good bluegrass music.
And now, speaking about bluegrass music, I know you are an artist yourself, so indulge me. What instruments do you play?
I play the upright bass. Been playing it since I was a very small child, and all of our board members, we have 9 board members, and they're all musicians.
So you could technically form a band in just the board.
We probably could, yes. And a few of us on the board have been in bands together.
Nice.
So
very cool.
Yeah, I've played in some eclectic bands throughout the years. The Marmot Mudflaps is something.
The Marmot Mud. See, I just gotta say, I really like the bluegrass band names.
I had to throw that out there because some of the old timers around the area would maybe recognize that.
Yeah. Well, I know you have a huge list of bands that are going to be performing. So where can people go if they want more information on the lineup, how to get tickets?
I think the best thing would be to go to DurangoMeltdown.com, and that'll give you a great view of the lineup, the tickets, where the tickets can be purchased, that sort of thing. Animus Trading is a big supporter, and tickets can be purchased there.
Perfect.
But I really did want to mention the BID, Business Improvement District.
Yep.
Great supporter. La Plata Electric is a great supporter. And we get grants from them, Southern Youth Growth Fund, Mark and Jane Katz. Great supporters of local live music.
Great.
I'm probably forgetting several people, but
it's like the Oscar acceptance speeches. It's hard to fit all the people that you want to thank in.
Yes.
But luckily, people can go onto the website DurangoMeltdown.com. It's all coming up starting April 11th. So thanks so much for joining us, and we're looking forward to it.
My pleasure. I appreciate it.
We'll be back in just a minute with your weekly updates. You're watching Inside Durango News. I'm Ashley Dixon. Here's what's happening in Southwest Colorado. The second annual Durango Ragtime and Early Jazz Festival will be this weekend, March 14th through 16th at the Strader Hotel. The 3-day event includes lectures and performances by world-renowned ragtime musicians, dance lessons, silent film movies, after-hours parties, and more. Ragtime music enjoyed its greatest popularity at the turn of the 20th century until it was replaced by jazz after World War I. To learn more about ragtime music and the festival, visit the Strader's website at DurangoRagtimeFestival.com. If you or someone you know is caring for a senior, then you'll want to attend the 4th Annual Community Challenge on Friday, March 14th at the La Plata County Fairgrounds. The day-long conference will be filled with presentations that focus on meeting the needs of seniors, providers, and caregivers. It's sponsored by La Plata County Senior Services and many others. The conference is free and open to the public. Call the Senior Center at 382-6445 for more information. The Durango High School Theater Department will present The Sound of Music on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, March 13th through 15th at 7 p.m. Tickets are $10. Call the theater box office at 259-1630, extension 2141, or visit the high school's website at dhs.durangoschools.org. For more mature audiences, the Merely Players will present Jordan Harrison's play Maple and Vine at the Durango Arts Center on Friday and Saturdays starting March 14th and closing on March 22nd. Curtains open at 7:30 p.m. Tickets are $22 for general admission. The play explores adult themes when a 21st century couple somehow transports themselves to the 1950s and discovers that sexism, racism, and the homophobia of the times is more difficult than they expected. Visit what'shappeningdurango.com for ticket information. Join your friends for a girls' night out movie featuring the Iron-Jawed Angels, an HBO movie that chronicles the women's suffrage movement. Hilary Swank, Angelica Houston, and Julia Ormond star. The movie starts at 5 p.m. on Friday, March 14th at the Animas City Theater. Light hors d'oeuvres and a cash bar will be available. Log on to the Women's Resource Center at wrcdurango.org for more about this and other Women's History Month events. A selection of work from the Banff Mountain Film Festival will be screened at 7 p.m. on Saturday, March 15th at the Smiley Auditorium. Tickets are $15 for adults. Proceeds benefit Rocky Mountain Wild and the San Juan Citizens Alliance. Log on to the sanjuancitizensalliance.org for ticket information. The third annual Steampunk Stomp will jet back through time from 6 to 11 p.m. on Saturday, March 15th at the Durango Discovery Museum. The event includes live music from Papa Otis and the Silent Film Stars, performances by Miss Goody's Can Review and the Matahala Moon Belly Dancers, and food by Durango Gourmet. Tickets are $20 in advance, $25 at the door. Costumes, obviously encouraged. Buy tickets at durangodiscovery.org. That's it for this week's Community Updates. The Community Calendar is brought to you by what'shappeningdurango.com. Post your free event today and join the one-stop, easy-to-use events calendar for Durango. Join us next week to find out how the Colorado State Patrol plans to catch stoned drivers. And we'll visit with Bud Pope and Ann Butler about their book about the history of Trail Canyon Ranch. I'm Ashley Dixon. Thanks for watching Inside Durango News. And remember, keep watching. You'll like what you see.
Tune in weekly to watch Inside Durango News, your source for information about what's going on in Southwest Colorado. Inside Durango News has been brought to you by Oxford Asset Management, inspiring confidence, growing dreams. Oxford Asset Management.